everyone, welcome back to another relaxing perfume video. I hope you're doing well. So today we are going to be talking all about my favourite fragrances for the month of June. So these are some perfumes that I've been reaching for more often than usual. So before we get started with the video, get yourself comfortable, grab yourself a drink and a snack, leave a comment below with your drink of choice. Today I have some classic English breakfast tea with me today. So like I say, these are all perfumes that I've been really enjoying recently and I've been reaching for them all quite often. So first up I want to show you Balenciaga Paris. Now I am actually quite surprised by this one. I wasn't expecting this to be a perfume that I'd be reaching for an awful lot at all, to be honest with you, and I think the main reason for that is because to me this smells like quite a demure, quite a serious, quite a formal floral scent. So I can't really remember all of the notes off the top of my head, but what I can remember is that there are some violet notes in here. This is quite a clean smelling fragrance to me. It almost reminds me of cleaned linen, you know, freshly cleaned clothes, that kind of crisp, clean floral scent. Almost slightly soapy, but it's not harsh, if you know what I mean. There's a brightness to this scent, so I don't know if there's perhaps some bergamot in here, just in the opening. And overall this is just a really nice, subdued floral scent, quite formal I would say. It's not overly sweet, it's not really playful at all. It featured in my best professional fragrances video, so I do think that this kind of perfume would be fantastic for a work environment, like the office, that kind of thing. Or perhaps if you're working as a medical professional, that type of thing. I think this kind of fragrance is really fantastic for those kind of scenarios. And to be honest, it really is not a perfume that I was expecting to be drawn to at all. But actually, I have been wearing this quite a few times, just on wee outings, to cafes, just for little walks, things like that. And I'm trying to think what the reason for this is. Because honestly, I wouldn't even say that this is my favourite type of fragrance. What I think it might be is because it's not overly sweet, it's not overly loud, it's not really in your face at all, so it's quite a nice subdued, kind of quiet background scent to have when you don't want anything overpowering. So a perfume like this that's not too loud and it's not too sweet and sickly, and you know, it's not one of these loud in your face kind of fragrances. So it's just very neutral, it's not really conveying any particular emotion, this fragrance right here. I found it to be quite a nice neutral fragrance that wasn't too much, and I really enjoyed wearing it this month, just on wee outings and things like that, like I said. And I've just been really enjoying it, you guys. It smells very clean, it's very floral, quite violetty, not overly sweet at all. In fact, I wouldn't say this isn't a sweet perfume to me at all. It just reminds me of clean, crisp linen, almost like, you know, my outfit today, like a crisp white shirt, just fresh, clean person, that kind of smell. That's what this reminds me of. And like I say, it's just a really nice neutral fragrance to wear on those days when you don't want anything too much, like you're just trying to chill, take it easy, that type of thing. So yeah, I've been really enjoying this one, you guys. The next perfume I want to talk about today is Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One. Now, sorry if you heard my stomach rumbling there. So Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One. This is a really nice, sweet, intoxicating feminine fragrance. Probably the polar opposite of this one right here. These are very, very different fragrances, completely different moods and things like that. So of course this is at the other end of the spectrum, where it's a quite a loud, beautiful, flirty, gorgeous, slightly gourmand, fruity, floral, powdery, just addictive fragrance, you guys. This is a fragrance that I feel more passionately about. This is the type of fragrance that really brings me a lot of joy, whereas the previous one, it's like a really neutral fragrance that's just more practical than anything else. This one I love so much, and I've been wearing it so often, honestly. I wear this one all the time. This scent profile is really interesting to me because they've got the coffee in there with the caramel, they have the pear notes as well, so they have that really prominent fruitiness in here, but they also have the kind of powdery florals, which are quite prominent to me. So every sort of aspect of the scent profile for the Only One has a very significant part to play in this fragrance. All the different kind of facets that make up this scent, and I think it's just really unusual to me. Oh my gosh, it's so, so good. I'm trying to remember if there's vanilla in here as well. I think there might be vanilla, there's definitely caramel, there's definitely coffee. There's violet and iris in here, I believe, so that's contributing to that really nice powdery floral aspect. Oh, it's just so, so good, you guys. This is one of those really addictive fragrances that you just want to keep smelling. So for that very reason, this has been one of my most worn perfumes recently, and it's one of my favourites for this month without a doubt. So that is Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One. Next up today is a perfume I'm going to just briefly mention. It's really new to my collection, so I can't really say if it's been a most worn because I only picked it up the other week, so I've not even had it the full duration of June. But anyway, I'm going to mention it because it's a recent purchase of mine, and since I got it, I've been wearing it quite a lot and I really enjoy it. So it's The Only One 2. So this is The Only One 2. It's kind of got the same, well, it's sort of got some of the DNA of the original one, I would say, but it is very, very different. So there's no caramel in here, and they've added rose. So it's kind of taken in a fruitier, rosy, jammy rose direction, whereas this is more in the kind of gourmand, caramel coffee, creamy kind of direction, if that makes sense. This one here reminds me of a really deep, rich red wine, if you can imagine that. There's some berry notes in here as well, mixing with the rose, and they're quite prominent to me, but there's a warmth to this fragrance as well, a sweetness. There is coffee in here as well, but I wouldn't say that I can really detect that very much. A fragrance that this kind of reminds me of actually is La Nuit Trésor à la Folie. So I think if you love that perfume, there's a good chance you would also like this, because they are kind of similar to me. They're not dupes. I would say maybe they're 50% similar from the berry point of view and the sweet kind of warming nature that they both have. They both kind of remind me of wine, without a doubt. But the à la Folie is more kind of benzoin vanilla heavy. It's more sort of, it's got that benzoin, like baked goods kind of feel to it, if you know what I mean, like more of a gourmand, whereas this one here is more emphasis on the rose and the berries, so it's taken more in the direction of just like red wine, well, to me anyway. But I really, really enjoy this one. Like I say, it's a really recent purchase, it's a really new addition to my collection, so I mean, it's not like my most worn of this month because I've not had it for that long, but for the time that I have had it, I've certainly been enjoying it very much. Next up today is a fragrance which has taken my collection by storm, you guys, and it is this beauty right here, the original Narciso. I think it's just called Narciso, but I'm gonna refer to it as the white cube, just in case anybody confuses this with Poudre, because they look very, very similar. Like there's barely a colour difference. Well, sometimes I think it looks like that. But anyway, so this is the original Narciso white cube, and I absolutely love this one, you guys. This is honestly a gem of a discovery for me. I wasn't expecting to love it this much. This is signature scent worthy, this is versatile, this is perfect for any time. It's very feminine to me, it's creamy, it's musky, it's smooth, it is not at all harsh. So you get some musky fragrances that can unfortunately have that slightly harsh texture that you can get with white musk. Or like a scratchiness. I don't know if any of you guys have like experienced that at all, but for me, sometimes you can get a fragrance that comes off a bit metallic. But this one to me is absolutely stunning. So in here you have a note of white rose, you also have your white musk heart, and you have your cedarwood in the base, you also have your gardenia. I would say the note in this fragrance that's contributing to that really creamy feeling is perhaps the gardenia mixing with the white musk. There's also those woody notes in here which just are really smooth, they're really addictive, they're just absolutely beautiful. And overall this perfume smells very natural to me, and that's something I really like about it. So at the moment, it's kind of interesting because I think my fragrance tastes are kind of changing. They're kind of moving in a different direction. I am not as drawn to my super sweet sickly gourmands. Bon Bon, for example, I'm not loving that perfume anymore because it's just so sweet, and it's just, I loved it when I first got it, but I feel like my taste has changed now and it's not the kind of perfume I would really gravitate towards. Although having said that, I absolutely adore this fragrance. I don't really know what that means because obviously this perfume's really sweet. So yeah, I don't know about that, but what I can say is I've definitely been much more drawn to some perfumes which are just less obviously sweet, you know, because to me, when I wear this perfume, there is a sweetness in there that comes out when it warms up on my skin. There is definitely a sweetness to the original Narciso White Cube. It's just a really subtle, natural sweetness that you would only get from like woods or, you know, a rose or the gardenia, just like a really subtle sweetness. It's not a synthetic sweetness, it's not like a vanillic sweetness or anything like that. It's a very different type of sweet sort of nuance to it, which I'm really, really enjoying. I think it's really beautiful. So yeah, like I say, I'm really starting to have a real appreciation for perfumes that are not as obviously sweet. I don't know if that means that I'm gonna like go off really sweet perfumes. I don't know if that's gonna happen. There are still plenty sweet fragrances that I love. There's actually one here that I'm about to talk about that's really sweet, for example. But on the whole, I would say, yeah, my tastes are kind of changing, you guys. I'm really interested to discover some fragrances kind of almost a bit like this, you know, that smell a bit more natural. They're just a bit more finessed, if you know what I mean. To me, this is just the most beautiful, creamy, smooth, woody, natural, feminine kind of fragrance ever. It's just so beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's almost slightly milky in nature because of the creaminess to it. It's just so divine, you guys. I love this one so much. Again, this was a really recent purchase. I purchased this one just before I purchased this, so I've had these two perfumes for a few weeks now and I've been absolutely loving them, but that was Narciso, just Narciso, and I absolutely love it. Next up today is a really sweet perfume. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going off sweet perfumes, but my tastes are definitely changing. I'm so bad at explaining things. So we have Elie Saab Girl of Now, and this is a fragrance which I feel like I've almost rediscovered. So at one point I was actually going to declutter this, believe it or not. This was in a declutter video and I was thinking of sort of finding a new home for it because I thought that it was a bit too much. I found it a little bit sickly at times, but now I just completely adore it. This is really nutty, so there are two different types of nut in here listed on Fragrantica. So they have pistachio and they also have almonds. They have cashmeran in the base notes. I believe there is vanilla, perhaps. There's definitely orange blossom in here as well. And overall, this is just such a unique fragrance and it's so addictive. It's really, really beautiful. And recently, kind of more in the last week, I've been reaching for this one quite a lot. I'm loving it and I certainly think it's a very unique, delicious, addictive, Moorish, gourmand scent, very nutty, absolutely stunning. I really, really enjoy this fragrance. I also love the bottle so much, and something I find completely mesmerising is the colour of this juice. I don't know what it is about it, but there's something utterly gorgeous about the golden, amber coloured juice in here, and I think it's absolutely to die for. So that is Elie Saab Girl of Now, a perfume that I wasn't really too fussed about before, but I've now rediscovered and I am having a renewed appreciation of this scent. Next up today we have Armani My Way, and this is a perfume I've actually been wearing a lot. So I can remember quite a few times, especially in the last week, that I've worn this one to work. And something funny about this one, you guys, is I didn't really think that it was that strong a perfume at first. Like, it's pretty decent, you know. I would initially have said that it was maybe a 7 out of 10 for longevity and projection. However, the other day I wore it to work and at the very end of the day, so I'd had a really long day So say maybe, I don't know, 10 hours later or something like that, somebody smelt this on me and they said that it smelled absolutely wonderful. So I was quite taken aback by that because I just wasn't expecting this to have that projecting power like 10 hours later, but it did. So, you know, that's something I wanted to report about this particular perfume because I wasn't really expecting that from this fragrance for some reason. There are only a handful of perfumes that I would confidently you know, expect to last a full day to the point where someone could actually smell it on you and then compliment you on it at the end of the day. This wouldn't have been a perfume that I would have expected to do that, but there you go. Armani My Way, a very nice, beautiful, long-lasting fragrance that projects as well. And this is just such a smooth, voluptuous, gorgeous, juicy floral scent with emphasis around that tuberose, the orange blossom. They have bergamot in the opening, they have vanilla in the base notes and also cedarwood. This is just so gorgeous. I love this one. I think something really good about this particular perfume is how versatile it is. So I've been wearing it to work, but you know, if I wanted to meet somebody after work, like if I wanted to go straight from work out somewhere like to dinner or for a drink or something like that, you know, this would be such a nice transitional perfume from work to play after work, or you know what I mean. So it's really versatile, perfect for any situation, any occasion. Oh, it's so nice. Honestly, it's so bright and uplifting as well, quite motivating, slightly invigorating as well, but not in a harsh way. I just love this perfume so much. It's such a perfect everyday scent, and I've been really loving it throughout the month of June in particular, so that is Armani My Way. Just to let you guys know, this is what I'm wearing on my lips today. It is from Origins, and it is number 8 Night's Bloom. And it is one of their lip balms. It's like a tinted lip balm, so that's what it's like there. That's what I'm wearing on my lips today, just in case anybody is wondering. I do get asked that quite a lot and I can never remember, so I'm going to try and remember to mention it in my videos from now on. Unfortunately mine has a little chip out of it there, which is kind of annoying, but oh well. I still use it, and it's a really nice sort of tinted lip balm that gives my lips a little bit of colour anyway. So thank you so very much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed my wee favourites video. Leave a comment below and let me know what your favourite perfumes have been this month. Let me know which perfumes you've been wearing the most. I'd be really interested to hear. So thank you again for watching, take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!